Dear students, in this session also I am working out some more problems on rate measure. Now let me consider this problem. A ladder 5 meters long is leaning against a wall, See here, AB is the ladder which is leaning against the wall. The bottom of the ladder is pulled along the ground away from the wall. That is, see, sometimes the same problem will be given like this. If the lower end moves, like that also it would be given. Here it is given as the bottom of the ladder is pulled along the ground away from the wall at the rate of 2 centimeters per second. Now I have taken this, from the wall to the lower end to be x, and from the height of this portion, that is OA, the distance of the upper end from this one as y here. That is OA has been taken as y, OB has been taken as x. B means it is a lower end, A means it is a upper end. Okay. Now what has to be that is x, you have to, this is the data, dx by dt is 2 centimeters per second. That is at what rate the lower end is moving. That has been taken as x, so you can take it as dx by dt. Now one thing you observe, lower end means it moves to the right, it moves in the positive direction, so it has to be taken as positive. Suppose something was given about the upper end would be coming down, so the minus sign will not be given. Coming down means you have to take it with the negative sign. Of course, here something has been specified about the lower end being moving to the right, that means it is a positive quantity. Now, how fast is its height on the wall decreasing? In other words, how fast y is decreasing? Or the problem can also be asked now, how fast the upper end is coming down? That is the correct way of writing actually. Upper end is coming down, but in whatever way it is specified in your textbook, I am taking it as it is. You see, how fast is the height on the wall decreasing? That is, AO is decreasing. In other words, you have to calculate dy by dt. Okay, dx by dt has been given, dy by dt has to be calculated. At which instant that is decreasing when the foot of the ladder is 4 meters away from the wall. Foot means the lower end. That is, when x takes the value 4, you have to find out the value of dy by dt. Okay, that is, we have taken the position of the lower end from the wall to be x, and the position of the upper end from the base to be equal to y. So dx by dt has been given, dy by dt has to be calculated. One more data is given, that is x. So when the lower end is 4 meters away from the wall, you have to calculate dy by dt. Now look at the AB is the ladder here. First write the statement. AB is the ladder, and what's the length of the ladder? It is given to be 5 meters. Okay, let OB be equal to x. This is given to be 4, and then let OA be equal to y. We do not know that y, even that has to be calculated. Now given dx by dt is equal to 2 centimeters per second. 2 centimeters per second. Now what has to be calculated? You have to calculate to find dy by dt. First always write like this. Now here x is given. So if you want to know dy by dt, you have to calculate the value of y also. How can you find that one? Look at the triangle AOB. What type of a triangle is it? It is a right angle triangle. So when I say right angle triangle, what comes to your mind first? It has to be the Pythagoras theorem. So look at that one. From the triangle AOB, we have x square plus y square is equal to 5 square. Because the length of the ladder is known. In whatever position the ladder is, that length remains the same. So x square plus y square equal to 5 square. X has been given as 4. That is 4 square plus y square equal to 5 square. Therefore y square is 5 square 25, 4 square 16, that is 9. Therefore what is y here? Y is equal to 3. So when x is 4, it is y is equal to 3. So we have this quantity. Now take this result as 1. We need that one to find the value of dy by dt. Now differentiate which equation? 1. Differentiate when? Of course with respect to t only. That is x square becomes 2x into dx by dt. Now we are applying the chain rule, and y square becomes 2y square into dy by dt. Now look at the right hand side is 5 square, being a constant. When you differentiate, it becomes 0. Now you can divide by 2 also. So it is 2y into dy by dt. Since we want dy by dt, write y into dy by dt on the left hand side. Take x to the right hand side, minus x into dx by dt. Therefore, dy by dt would be equal to minus x by y into dx by dt. Now write the values. Minus x is 4, y is 3, and dx by dt has been given as 2. So what do you get here? Minus 8 by 3. So I told you already, the upper end would be coming down, isn't it? Upper end is coming down, means it is coming in the negative direction. That is why we got here the minus sign, minus 8 by 3. So what you have to, how do you write the answer? The upper end, how fast is its height on the wall decreasing, or you can use the word the upper end of the ladder is coming down at what rate? At the rate of 8 by 3. Don't write minus 8 by 3. The upper end is coming down at the rate of 8 by 3. What is the unit here? Centimeter per second. Okay. Or you can write how fast, the question is how fast is its height on the wall, or you can, according to the sentence of the problem also, you can write the height of the wall, height on the wall is decreasing. Use the word decreasing, or if you use the word upper end, it is coming down, you write, or else better you write like this: the height on the wall is decreasing at the rate of 8 by 3 centimeters per second. Okay. Don't use the sign there when you use the word decreasing or coming down. So that you have to remember. See, if we are calculating about the lower end, movement of the lower end, no, we would have got it as a positive number. So when the upper end coming down is given, if that data is given, suppose dy by dt was given, then this minus sign will not be given in the problem. You have to take with the minus sign, because the upper end will be coming down, that is, it is moving in the negative direction. You have to take the quantity with the negative sign. So you have to remember those things when you read the problem. Increasing, keep it as positive. Decreasing, you take it with the minus sign. Dear students, I am considering another problem. Again, it is different from the one which we discussed just now. Read the problem. A man of height 2 meters walks away from a lamp post at the rate of 5 kilometers per hour. So there is a person who is standing in front of lamp post, street light we can say. So he is moving away from that one. So he is farther away from that one. At what rate? 5 kilometers per hour. What is that you have to calculate? If the height of the lamp post height is given to be 6 meters, and you have to calculate at which the length of his shadow is increasing. It's a common experience you might have seen. See, this is the lamp. Suppose you are standing in front of it, no? Our shadow falls just by in front of us, isn't it? Suppose I am standing, my back to the street lamp here, my shadow falls on the ground, isn't it? So as you move away from this one, this is the length of the shadow. D to E is the length of the shadow that would be increasing. Suppose you move towards the lamp post or towards the street light, no? This decreases gradually, and when you stand just behind, you cannot see the shadow at all. So when you stand here, if you are moving away from that one, the length of the shadow increases. If you move towards the lamp, the length of the shadow decreases. So he is moving away from that one. Here I have taken AB to be the lamp post, CD to be the man. Okay. Now he is walking at the rate of 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers per hour. So this distance I have taken y. So dy by dt is 5. Now the length of the shadow is x, which has to be, you have to calculate at what rate. If the height of the lamp is 6 meters, find the rate at which the length of the shadow is increasing. So dy by dt is given, dx by dt has to be calculated. So what is the data? AB, the lamp post, is 6. CD, the man, is 2. And this I have taken y, this I have taken x, y dy by dt has been given, dx by dt has to be calculated. Now look here, I have got here two right angle triangles. First you have to write all the details here. Okay. AB is a lamp post. It is a lamp post that is equal to 6 meters. And CD is the man, he is of height 2 meters. Okay. And then dy by dt is given. Dy by dt is 5 kilometers per hour and dx by dt has to be calculated. First always write the data what has to be calculated. Now here we have got two right angle triangles. What are they? One is ABE, the other one is CDE. Okay. Let us compare those two triangles. Look here, this angle B equal to angle D, both of them being right angles. And angle E is common to both the triangles, isn't it? And these two are equal because these two are parallel, means they are corresponding angles. 3 angles of ABE are equal to 3 angles of CDE. That means the triangles are similar, isn't it? You can say the triangles are similar. ABC is similar to triangle ABE is similar to triangle CDE. So when the triangles are similar, what is the condition? The corresponding sides are proportional. The corresponding sides are proportional. What are the corresponding sides? AB and CD, one pair of corresponding sides. Don't take that hypotenuse part. We do not know anything about that one. So AB and CD, one pair of corresponding sides. BE and DE, the other pair of corresponding sides. You have to take the bigger triangle and smaller triangle. Therefore, first you write here the triangle ABE is similar to triangle CDE because they are equiangular. That is why I mark the angles there. They are equiangular, therefore they are similar. That implies that AB divided by CD, the corresponding sides, is equal to BE divided by DE. Don't take BD. Okay, BE is the side of the triangle. Now BE, look at the figure there. It is BD plus DE divided by DE. Correct? Now let me write the values, known values. See, AB means it is the height of the lamp post. CD, height of the man, person. Now BD we have taken to be y. DE we have taken to be x and DE in the denominator also. Now you can cancel 2 ones are 2 3s are. Now that is equal to 3 by 1 is equal to y plus x divided by x. Isn't it? Y plus x divided by x. Now cross multiply. 3x equal to y plus x. Take x to the left hand side. 2x is equal to y. Now here, now we have to differentiate because see, we have just developed a relation between x and y here. Well, what is that we wanted here? We know at what rate the person is moving. We want to find out at what rate his shadow is increasing. So actually we have to calculate dx by dt. Therefore differentiate with respect to t, dx by dt. Therefore right hand side is dy by dt. But dy by dt is already given. So this is equal to 5. Therefore what is dx by dt? Take 2 to the right hand side. It becomes 5 by 2. And what is that one? Kilometers per hour. kilometers per hour. Of course, the height is given in meters. You need not convert either this to that, not directly, you can take like this. So, how do you write the answer here? The answer should be written like this. The shadow, the length of the shadow is increasing at what rate? At the rate of 5/2 kilometers per hour. So, just it is not difficult. You have to, of course, for some in the previous problem also when we discussed about the ladder, the figure was necessary, isn't it? In this one also, because we are comparing the triangles here, we have to draw the figure. Then only we can understand the and we can compare the triangles, we can develop a relation between x and y, and writing the known quantities, we can get the value of the unknown quantity. Now, the next problem, it is of course problem on rate measure only, but this problem is connected with some commercial concept. It is having, it is connected with the cost function and also the revenue function. See, let us first know the meaning of this one. See, a total cost function. What I mean by cost function means, see, in any factory, let me consider a factory, some units would be manufactured, whatever may be the unit that will be manufactured. The cost involved in the manufacturing that one, you can take either cycle or motorcycle or car, whatever may be that one, okay. There is some cost involved to buy the raw material and for the labor and electricity, so many expenditures would be there. So, that whatever amount has been spent by the company to manufacture those things, it is called as the cost function. Now, this depends upon the number of units manufactured, that is always taken to be x. And cost means the total cost involved. Of course, cost is of two types, no? One is variable cost, another is fixed cost. See, whether the factory runs or not, no, some expenditure would be there. Therefore, that is called as the fixed cost, and the variable cost means it depends upon how many units have been manufactured. So, generally the total cost function is denoted as C of x. Here C for the cost, x for the number of units manufactured. So, like we write y equal to fx in mathematics, isn't it? Y equal to fx. So, here C of x means it is a cost function for which has been got for manufacturing x units of something, some article, okay. So, it is called as a cost function. So, the next problem is the total cost function Cx, which is associated with the production of x units of an item is given by Cx is equal to 0.007 x cube minus 0.003 x square plus 15x plus 4000. Now, just now I mentioned a word fixed cost and variable cost. You observe the first three terms are containing x here. So, that becomes the variable cost, because as x varies, number of units more, it would be more, number of units less, it would be less. That 4000 is called as the fixed cost, okay. So, this is called as the cost function. Generally, it would be given like this. C stands for the cost, x stands for the number of units. So, what has to be calculated is here, we have to calculate the marginal cost. Marginal cost. See, we don't go, marginal cost means when you see in mathematics, no, when we increase x by small quantity delta x, y gets enhanced by delta y, like that we say in pure mathematics, isn't it? So, similarly, when x is increased by a small quantity, cost is increased by that one. So, marginal cost is there, what we write it as dy by dx, here we write it as dc by dx, okay. In other words, it is the first derivative of the cost function with respect to the number of units manufactured. What we call there as dy by dx, rate of change of y with respect to x. Here marginal cost means rate of change of the cost with respect to the number of units manufactured. So, marginal cost, this is a formula dc by dx. Now, you have to differentiate. So in this problem, you have to calculate the marginal cost when 17 units are manufactured. That means when x takes the value 17, when x takes the value 17, what would be the marginal cost that you will be getting? So as soon as a function is given, differentiate. So this would be equal to 0.007 x cube becomes 3x square, very simple differentiation, minus 0.003 x square becomes 2x plus 15 into 1, 4000 being a constant becomes 0. So when you multiply this one, 3 sevens are 21. So it is 0.021 into x square minus 0.006 into x plus 15. Now we have to get the marginal cost when x is equal to 17. So you can write marginal cost when x is equal to 17. X is equal to 17. Like we are calculating dy by dx when x is equal to 4 something, same way you write marginal cost at x equal to 17. Wherever x is there, write the value 17. 0.021 into 17 square, that is 289 minus 0.006 into 17 plus 15. So you have to multiply the first two, of course. All the three quantities you multiply and simplify, then you will be getting the value or the marginal cost here. So when you find the, when you do the calculation here using the, the multiplying, first you have to multiply this one and multiply this one, add 15. This one is positive, that one is positive. So adding all of them now and simplifying, you get the answer to be equal to 20.967. Okay. So this is known as the marginal cost. It is generally given in rupees. So how do you write? The marginal cost when 17 units are manufactured is equal to rupees 20.967. So whenever the cost function means the cost involved in manufacturing certain units of a particular item, whatever may be the item here, the item usually will not be specified. So this is how you have to get the marginal cost. Similarly, we have another function called as the revenue function. See, revenue, the word revenue itself means income, isn't it? See, when you manufacture something, some cost is involved, so that is called as the cost function, which we denote it as Cx. Similarly, suppose whatever has been manufactured, if you sell them, okay, when it is sold, see, maybe take an example, some bicycles, okay, bicycles are manufactured, they are sold here. So some cost is involved, isn't it? That is given with the help of the cost function. When you sell it, when the, say, maybe 100 bicycles are manufactured, suppose you sell them, you will be getting some amount, isn't it? So that is that there also we call it is R, revenue, that is called as a revenue function. Again we write it as Rx. It is called as the total revenue function. X is involved because it again depends upon the number of units sold. Okay. So number of units manufactured, we have the cost function C of X. Number of units sold means we get the revenue. Revenue means we are getting income here. By selling something, we will be getting money, we will be getting revenue. So it is called as the revenue function here. Now revenue function, here again we are calculating the marginal revenue. So marginal cost means MC by MC. We differentiate C with respect to X. Here we differentiate R with respect to X. So the marginal revenue is MR is actually dr by dx. Okay. So R means it is Rx, we write. It is nothing but the total revenue function. So dr by dx. And again the value of X would be given. How many units have been sold, that would be given. So the next problem is the total revenue function in rupees, okay, received from the sale of X units of a product. That product name will not be given, is given by Rx equal to 13x square plus 26x plus 15. So this is called as the revenue function. What has to be calculated is when the value of x is 7, that is when 7 units have been sold, what is the marginal revenue? So find the marginal revenue when how many? When 7 units, when 7 units are sold here. So marginal revenue means dr by dx. Marginal cost means dc by dx. So cost function means it gives the total cost involved in manufacturing certain units. Revenue means it involves the total income, the total revenue received from the factory by selling certain things here. So here it is the marginal revenue is nothing but dr by dx. X is a variable here. If you sell more of that, you get more income. If you sell less, you get less income, isn't it? So it is depending upon x. So d, a rate of change of the revenue with respect to number of units sold. dc by dx, rate of change of the cost with respect to the number of units manufactured. So differentiate. 13 into x square becomes 2x. So 26x plus 26. What is the value of x here? 7. Therefore, the marginal revenue when x is equal to 7 is 26 into 7 plus 26. You multiply 7 6 are 42, 4 carried, 7 2s are 14 plus 4, that is 18, isn't it? Plus 26. When you add them, 8, 2, and this becomes 208. Of course, it is rupees. They have been given that it is rupees. The revenue function in rupees, okay, is one received by selling certain x units here generally. So when you know the value of x here, it becomes 208. So how do you write this one? The marginal revenue is equal to 200 and rupees 208. So these are the what we consider as a commercial application. Okay. See, the application of the derivative, we apply the knowledge into commercial concept. Only the cost function is a revenue function where we calculate the marginal cost and also the marginal revenue. It is nothing but the first derivative of the cost function with respect to x and revenue function with respect to x here. So these are this usually can be expected for a 2-mark question, quite a simple one, because we are differentiating and substituting the value of x here. So within 2-3 steps now we get the answer. So this is generally expected for a 2-mark question. Now these are the problems I worked out in rate measure. So this completes the application of the derivative. So in the coming session, I will take up the next chapter and maybe the integration, what we call as the integrals here. So that is the next chapter that you have to study. So we will meet in the next session. Thank you.